Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kendra Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have Louise. Louise is a female left behind and forward-moving spouse. She has a bomb drop of May 5th of 2022 and a date of marriage of 2007. She has a high-energy replayer who is a clinging boomerang. Louise says, "My husband has been having an affair for the last 6 months. He moved out 4 months ago. The alienator moved 400 kilometers last week, relocating her job to his workplace, and he has moved in with her. She's bought him expensive gifts from the start of the affair. Is this her controlling him already? I was going to send him an email saying, 'I'm always here for you. I'm here to listen and remind him why that we made a good team. Is this a bad idea?'" Okay, so 2 questions. Is this her controlling him, and is sending that email a bad idea? First, yeah, I think it's her controlling him probably. They've only been together 4 months. Their relationship is an adulterous one. So she's moved upended her life. Now, why has she upended her life? Because of limerence? Yeah, very well, maybe. But also, I want to be closer with him, and there's a form of control because there's a wife in the background. And controlling him already, you say, that's typical. Oftentimes the control is immediate or very, very quickly. In my situation, as soon as their relationship became physical, the control was almost immediate. It was in the form of cards. He left for work. She had been fired from the same company recently, and she started making him cards or buying him cards and then writing him letters, and she wrote long letters to him. He moved in with her. She was writing letters to him while he was at work, just in that distance, about how she wanted to give him a baby. This was a woman who was almost 41 years old. How she missed him, and then wet spots were circled, and then she would put a little arrow and say tears on these. So she was already getting in to a lot of possessiveness. And there's control in that. She very quickly, when he left her the first time, faked a pregnancy. There's more control in that. So is this her controlling him already? The expensive gifts? Very well may be that. Along with her moving all of that way, she relocated their job to his workplace. I'm assuming that they worked for the same company already, and she was relocating within that company. That could be how they met. And then moving in together. Moving in together is also very typical. But this is moving very fast. And right now, that's a good thing. Okay, I know that's hard to accept and believe because it's so scary. But it is a good thing in the sense of the bloom coming off the rose. But the warning that comes with that is roses have thorns. They get stuck in you and they don't get out. So that rose might stink. That doesn't mean he's going to give up on the rose. The rose is going to make him feel guilty for all of that. So what I mean is, just because we can see that the situation is doomed and toxic doesn't mean they're going to end it soon. We can see the writing on the wall. They just can't figure that out yet. It still has to go through the limerence. And he still has to go through his crisis. It doesn't mean it ends quickly. It just means we can all see it. Those of us observing from the outside. Now, is it a mistake? Would it be a mistake to send him an email saying, "I'm always here for you"? Well, you say he's a clinging boomerang. That is the kind of thing that is more acceptable with clinging boomerangs. You haven't given me any details on why he's a clinging boomerang, what makes him that. So he may very well be a clinging boomerang. You might be accurate, or he might not. So if he's not a clinging boomerang, then definitely not. But this is the kind of thing that if you do it, it should come naturally from a conversation already. It shouldn't be something that you do out of the blue as an initiating email. Instead, it would be in a response. If you can do it by voice instead, and I don't mean voicemail, I mean if you are on the phone with him, that would be best. That would be better. But I don't want you doing it exactly like this. I was going to send him an email, so you were going to send it. No, wait for the two of you to be in some form of email dialogue or on the phone dialogue or in person even. And it could be part of your sign off. Say, okay, bye. It's okay, bye. Don't forget, I'm always here for you, okay? Notice I wasn't pushing it. It was kind of almost said as an afterthought. Afterthought is really important, almost dismissive. I don't want you to use the word remind. And you probably weren't. You were telling us that you're doing it to remind him. And you don't have to say everything you want to, because some of it can be implied, or you can imply it, he can infer it from there. So you don't need to tell him, we make a good team. He can infer that, or he can figure that out from the other things. And at this point, those words in that way might not come to his head, but they're in there. So thanks for calling. I just want you to know, I'm always here for you if you need me. Have a great day. End. Or you could go, I'm always here for you if you need me. Remember, we make a great team. But I think that feels a little too pushy. Just trying it out there felt a little too pushy. And the reason is he's trying to team up with somebody else and he knows it. And it felt a little bit more desperate. Sure, you might make a great team, but he needs to get through this and he needs to see that you're moving forward and healing. He's not doing that. He is going to get worse before it gets better. But you're thriving. You get to be the lighthouse. You get to be an example, a mirror of what he can be. So, yeah, she's controlling from what it sounds like. Find comfort in that. Find some odd comfort in that they have moved in together so quickly. And find comfort if you have the ability or the opportunities, because he's a clingy boomerang, that you can send that little reassurance is what it really is. But I don't want you to focus on that as a focal point of a conversation. I don't want you to make it the purpose of the conversation, which is another reason not to initiate it. It's an afterthought in a closing message. I'm always here for you. Have a great day. Okay? And I'm always here for you. So I hope this is helpful, and I will see you in the next question.